We have an extra backup. We're recording. How's everybody doing?
Just woke up.
I got some some herbal wine. Cheers. Nothing like herbal wine. Another week's gone by, folks. Missy, you have quite a story with your progress. I had no idea you had so many issues you're challenged with.
Oh, no. In the scheme of things, not that many.
Yeah, well, we all have challenges. It's that's the way it is, but it's great. Things are moving along, and you're getting things to change. Excellent, excellent stuff. Who else do we have on here? We have Chelsea, Matt, Elena, a few people. So we're getting quite a rush of people coming to the page for some reason. It's pretty funny. You got like what, about almost 800 people this past week. Crazy. People are desperate out there. Seems like people have been lied to for too long and they're searching for something. As we all are. So, Matt, how you doing? Unmute.
There you go. Hey, Gino, I'm fine. I got my order in with you. And I really thank you for all your help with that order. And I'm looking forward to receiving it and starting on those mighty strong herbs from you.
Yeah, we'll get that over there to you, and Monday it'll go in the order. A few days to get it ready and ship it out. So
yeah, that's quick.
Well, as quick as you can. Now it's Christmas time, so the post will probably be a bit slower, but whatever.
I'm not worried.
It'll be on its way. They're good. They're very good herbs. I haven't found anything else on the market like them. The only way you're going to make them better is, I think I've explained it before, collect your own fresh. And if you really want potency, you collect them in the astrological signs of each plant, of each herb. But how are you going to do all that? You know, that's pretty extensive. But if you make a tincture that way, it will be more powerful, for sure. Every plant has an astrological sign. I don't know all this stuff, but one of my herbalist friends, not the guy who makes the herbs, another herbalist friend of mine, he's very well in sync with all this stuff on the astrological signs of herbs and everything. And that's where I learned about the herbal wine and the spruce tree, lung tonic and cough syrup, and many, many, many other things over the years. So many things you can do with herbs. It's just amazing. We have so many tools now we can use, you know, and a lot of these old remedies that, you know, that have been lost, some of them are resurfacing and stuff. So hopefully it doesn't get lost, because herbs are essential for when we want to heal, but not when we're eating, in my opinion. Herbs are not designed for that. They're designed for when you're sick, and when you're sick, you should be not consuming any foods, as far as I'm concerned. So let's make them do their best. Let the herbs do the best they can with the least amount of effort, and that is when you're not digesting. There's a big difference when you're taking herbs when you're eating and when you're not eating, like night and day, the work they do. They're just so much more powerful, and that's why we're seeing people with so many benefits on master fasts. One of the reasons, along with all the other things we're doing. So, anybody have any questions they want to address?
Oh, hey, Gino. Right after I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago, you mentioned the full moon effect with the herbs. I had mine out there 3 nights in a row, the ones I currently have. And yeah, I of course I can't tell any effect now, but mentally, the placebo effect is happening. So thank you.
I have to correct. I made a mistake on that. You need to put it on the new moon for the herb. Sorry, I made a mistake on that one. Put it out on the new moon up until before the first quarter. So it's you have to have it as soon as the new moon starts, and you don't want to go into the days up to the first quarter. So you have all that time. So redo it. Redo it. Sorry about that, but I got to correct. I forgot all about it. I have to correct myself. It's the new moon to recharge herbs, and you can do many other things. For healing stones, the crystals and all that, and also for many types of seedlings, planting different plants and so on and so forth. The moon cycle is pretty strong. Even the Italians, for winemaking, they use the moon cycles for when they have to do certain things and change it over and filter it and all that. They use the moon. Cutting the hair. There's what is it? The Morocco method. If you go on their website, they have a chart for when's the best times to cut your hair. If you want it to grow, if you want it to be retarded in growth, for shaving, if you want it to more beautify, root work. They have all the dates every month. You can go on their website. It's good for that information. What was his name? Anthony Morocco. Yeah. He did a lot of research on this, and it works if you use that moon cycle for cutting your hair. I've been using it for about a couple of years, and it makes a difference when you use that cycle for cutting your hair. So there's so much stuff out there, and I believe at one time we were all in tune to all this stuff. We didn't have to learn about it. We just knew. Now we need to be taught and get rid of all the old brainwashing that we've been all been presented through our whole life, so we can expand our knowledge. We've been kept from so much knowledge. Gatekeeping, everything out there is for gatekeeping, is the whole school system, television, radio, newspapers, governments, medical system, whatever, you name it. It's all gatekeeping knowledge, and it's all designed to take your money. So it's plain as day for me. I don't know why some people can't see it. If everybody was able to see it, all this chaos would be over in a split second around the world, because it's an illusion how they've entrapped us. So, they make you believe you're free, but you're in a jail without any bars. You're allowed to travel and all this and that, but there's rules and things to what you're limited to. You can't import herbs into your country and all this different bull crap. So this is enslavement in a form that they did it so it seems like you're free, but you're really not. Because true freedom wouldn't have any borders. You wouldn't need a passport. You wouldn't need any of this stuff. Hopefully one day we'll get to that where we won't need to use any paper or any money anymore. The sooner that would come, the better in my eyes. You see a lot less people being sick, that's for sure. So many stresses of, somebody, for example, gets a letter in the mail from a lawyer, and they just get torn apart just by reading a letter from a lawyer. It's just a piece of paper with with words on it. That's how entrapped people are. They take on all that emotion, and because they feel they have no power. You know, the average person working, you know, is making what, $10, $20 an hour, $30 an hour, whatever, and these lawyers are raking in $400, $500, $600 an hour and more. You know, where's the logic in this? It's total robbery. It's, you know, these thieves have license to rob us, and the medical system's no different. You know, and depending on what country you're in, some countries like Canada, we don't pull it directly out of our pockets when we go to a hospital, but we're paying through our teeth in every other which way in taxes. And then people abuse it when they feel that it's paid for. You know, they'll go get, you know, checkups they don't need and so on and so forth, and it just puts the cost on everybody else. You know, this is the taking mentality that people are ingrained with this stuff. So
one of my clients yesterday told me that he got 2 vaccines once because it was free.
exactly, this is the taking mentality, and unless we, you know, we change our state of mind and see what it is, we're not going to get much changes out there. But, you know, in the last 25 years, 26 years, when I started waking up, maybe a little bit longer, actually I think it was a bit longer, when I started realizing all this crap, I started seeing people waking up really, really slowly, but much more so in the last few years. You know, it's been ramping up, and we're getting more and more like vegetarianism. When in 1990, people thought I was crazy, and then and then vegan. What was vegan? What the hell's that? And then raw foods. You know, now everything's pretty much normal. You can talk about this everywhere. You go in any store right now, and you'll see products of raw food everywhere, or vegan stuff everywhere. So it's becoming the norm. Whereas one time, you couldn't find anything, and people thought you were crazy to live that way. Depending which country, I guess. But Toronto's pretty vegan friendly, I guess, if you want to be a vegan. You can find everything. It's just that we get everything imported. Nothing much grows here in the winter. Everything's imported, but we got everything from around the world. Not much you can't find in Toronto. That's one good thing. Hard to get really ripe fruit, but you know, you can get some stuff sometime. You have to know what you're getting. We're paying through the noses for fruit these last couple of years. The prices have been going crazy. And that's why I laugh when people say masterclass expensive. Like, wow. We can pay $2.50, $3 for one mango. So, you know, if you want to eat 4 or 5 mangoes, you know, it's $20. You eat 10 to $20, depending how many you want to eat, whatever. But I don't know. Our perspectives, everything's through your perspective of what you're looking for.
Yeah, Macca's and chips is still very cheap, Gino.
The what is, sorry?
Macca's and chips is still very cheap.
Oh yeah. Like if we think about it, for example, they gotta grow a cow up from birth. You know, they gotta feed it, they gotta water, they gotta, you know, house it, this, that, the other thing. Then they gotta butcher it, and you know, all this stuff. And if you look at the costs per pound of that versus what they're selling fruits for, which, you know, fruit just grows on a tree, give it a bit of water, whatever, they fertilize it, some guys poison it. The ratios of the costs are insane. The fruit is way, way, way more expensive. For what reason, I don't know, because you don't have to do anything. The meat should be, you know, 100 times more expensive, but it's cheaper in some cases. It's just I know in North America they what's the word, they give like grants and stuff to keep the costs low and all this crap. Subsidized, yeah. So everything's against us for people who want to really live a healthy lifestyle. And this is a challenge, not only within our own families and friends and stuff, but everywhere you turn. If you want to live a healthy lifestyle, it's all against us. like fruits and vegetables, they should be next to nothing. And then, you know, you go to these farmers markets, and it's funny. Their prices are more expensive than going to a supermarket. You know, these guys are picking, they're growing, they're picking, and they're bringing it directly to you. There's no, they don't have to sell it to a jobber, a wholesaler, retail. It doesn't have to go all through those people making money, a cut off it, and they're selling it for more. Like, yeah, we should support the farmers, but why do they want to rape us too, and make all that profit from all those middlemen that are not there? So this is the taking mentality that I keep talking about. Everybody just wants to take and take and take. So we just got to start learning to give, I guess, and that's why I decided that I'm not charging anything. I just let people pay whatever they can afford, and then leave it to them. Herbs, if I can give them away to everybody, I would, but I can't do that. I just don't have the funds for that, you know. Barely scraping by to pay my bills like everybody else. Toronto's is very, very expensive. You know, just the taxes on my home is over $3,500 a year. Just another form of rent. You know, you don't own anything. So enough of talking about the crap. But if anybody's got any questions, you know, let's address that. I do too much talking as it is. Anybody got any questions? Some new people that haven't been.
I'm not new. Just to the others, they may not have seen the post because the posts seem to be flying by these days on the page. We have got a poll there for the Turpentine usage. So if people just want to scroll through or do a search of the group page, just to have a look where that is and add their comments. More and more of us are experimenting with it. I started it yesterday. There's my bottle, but it must be pure gum. I wouldn't recommend getting just the paint thinner tin from the paint section. You can get, well, I got this from the paint section, but it is pure gum, so it's 100% gum. The other stuff has got toxic chemicals in it. I wouldn't use those, so just want to mention that.
Yeah, people are. We want people to experiment, but you know, I know the product's safe because I explained before. I made the cough syrup and lung tonic from the Christmas tree, which is the spruce tree, and where they make turpentine from. It's very, very similar in taste. It's a very safe herb, but you know, people start thinking more is better. When we're talking on herbs, more of a variety of herbs is better. And the way I'll explain it is every herb has an astrological sign. And some herbs will interact with your astrological sign better than others. This is why when you make a formula, it's much more potent synergistically when you use multiple herbs for a certain thing. For example, for a heart formula, instead of just using one herb for a heart formula, we'll use like 6, 10, 15 herbs, whatever. The more synergy we have, the better chances that herb will work better for you, because there may be some herbs that work synergistically, astrologically with you better than other herbs. So if you're just using one herb, maybe that herb's not working great for you. So that's why, you know, we're asking people to experiment with turpentine. It's just one herb. You know, I know there's people who've used it and not getting great results. And this is one of the reasons why. Now, when you're using something like a turpentine, you don't want to be going crazy on dosages. You know, this is not how herbs work. More dosage is not better, especially if you're getting into toxic herbs. You put more in, you'll be dead. So I'm not saying turpentine is toxic, but you know, yeah, you don't want to be going overboard. You want it slow, steady. You get it up to a dosage and take it, you know, every day for a 3-month period is a good test. At least 3 months of taking something will show you a good test of its effectiveness. That's the general. 3 months is minimum. Up to 6 months would be a better test, but 3 months, if you're going to be doing any kind of herb or anything, you want to be on it for about 3 months, and then you'll see how effective it is. On a fast, it works much more effective. You'll see results quicker. So don't go overboard. If you're going to be trying an experiment with turpentine, don't go overboard. Don't start drinking the stuff, taking shots like crazy. Stay with the basic protocol of about 1 teaspoon a day. And you may want to start on less if you have, severe issues. So you may want to start on a 1/4 teaspoon, work your way up to 1/2 teaspoon slowly, and go up to a teaspoon slowly. Don't go crazy, because it is a powerful herb. It is very powerful. And when you're using these powerful herbs, especially on a master fast, on a fast, they work very effectively. This is where the herbs that we make, the 2-to-1 ratios. Some people are not taking a full 1/2 teaspoon dose. That's the recommended dose where Dr. Morse recommends. Some people are only using a 1/4 of a teaspoon, which is 1/2 dropper instead of a full dropper, and they're getting great results because the effectiveness. Number one, on the fast, are more effective. Number two, ours are a little bit stronger. So and they're getting 250 mil to last the whole 108 days. Some people. Some days you may want to up your dosage. Some days you may want to take less. You just go by feel with herbs. You don't have to be rigid, but you on the fast, you want to be taking them every day, at least a couple of times. 2 times is enough. I don't even think we really even need to go to 3 when you're on a fast. Maybe when you're eating, because they're not as effective. So you're kind of throwing more money away. And this is why I say, when you're eating, use them sporadically. Don't put your money in herbs when you're eating. Save all your money for herbs when you're fasting. You're going to get the biggest bang for your buck. And it's on the master fast. Doesn't matter what anybody else says. Most of us are going to spend less on master fast than when we eat. Depending what country you're in. I know in Australia they have crazy prices on the juice and stuff. I don't know what the food prices are down there, but overall, most places you're going to spend less. And when you're dry fasting, it's free. So, over here, like, it costs us about $10 average a day when we're on the juice, the lemons, and the herbs. And loading up on herbs, about approximately 10 plus or minus. So it's very, very cost effective compared to eating. What I spend now on a month of food, because I maintain my dry fast even when I'm eating, is peanuts compared to just a few years ago. Like I still overeat a little bit here and there, but the amount of I spend is nothing, and our food prices have gone up a lot. So once you've cleaned out your body, you're going to see that your food consumption is going to go down. The only time we get into spending more money is when we're doing emotional eating, and we all do that, and we need to work on that, because I think I mentioned before it's the only reason we eat. I totally believe there's no reason to eat except for satisfying emotion. The nutritious thing, I don't believe it anymore. It's all bullcrap to me. We got everything we need within our body, within our spirit, within our soul, and we can access all one creation within. And when you understand that and totally believe it, it'll happen. There are people who live on we call it prana or whatever, but the understanding from what we know now, it's plasma, and we understand how it works. So these are the things that some people may want to look forward to, and some may not. Will I ever get there? I don't know, but it's always in my mind. It would be nice to not have to eat ever again, because when I do these long dry fasts, boy, oh boy, it's an amazing feeling. Especially when you get into the 7 to 9 days. There's some magic that happens that the desires, all the desires go away magically, and it's just amazing feeling. Missy, you've done a few long ones. Who else on here? Elena has done some. Maybe you guys can share some of your stories. Artie's on here?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Artie. Oana's on here. Anybody else want to share anything from their experience? Nancy's on. She's done a few 5 days. Nancy, I believe you've done. But the real magic on dry fasting starts happening past the 7 to 9 day mark, depending on the person. Really amazing magic happens. If anybody else want to share their stories of their long dry fast and how it affected them, and if they've had any experiences like I'm talking about.
Can I ask something about the dry fast?
Of course.
Yeah, so I don't know if you all see me. I'm Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
I'm on my holiday, so I just saw that I could be live. So I can do dry fast to about 22, 24 hours. And then like the burning in the kidneys is, nothing else works anymore. Like the massage and with the spoon and the castor oil packs. Yeah, it hurts the whole back. So I wonder if that is something you have to push through, or when to stop. Let's say, okay, I'm going to stop the dry fast. I cannot seem to feel when it is right to stop.
When does that happen? How many days into it?
Yeah, but so only for 1 day. So 22 I can do, and 24 is the whole spine is just inflexible. Yeah.
Okay, so this is on your daily fast or your weekly?
Yeah, so I do weekly. I try to do the 24, but yeah, it depends on my work. Sometimes I have to start an hour early, so then I'll have just 1 glass of juice and the vinegar with baking soda a little earlier.
What's your diet been like for the last few years?
8 months raw, mostly fruitarian, some days juicing oranges and watermelon. And the 2 years before that, we were on like something what we call paleo, but it was like 2/3 raw and 1/3 warm vegetables. So.
Oh, so you were doing the high protein?
No.
No?
No, so I was doing like fruits for lunch and fruits and vegetables, like raw salads for lunch. And then in the evening, I would have vegetables more and salads, and sometimes still some meat or fish. But that was for the 2 years before that.
Yeah. Okay, what's your age?
34.
Okay, you're very young. Well, you got work to do on your kidneys. Have you looked at your eyes?
Yeah, kidneys, adrenals were all, you told me so. That was, very bad.
Okay, so
kidneys always been a problem for me in the energetic world. So
yeah, it's
traditional Chinese medicine.
Yeah, it's just something you're going to have to work through, Wendy. I had kidney pains for many years. So the only thing you're going to have to do now is work through it. How many days have you done Master Fast?
44.
Are you still on it?
No, I got scared for the airplane that I cannot go on empty stomach. So I wanted to have something else just in case. So I've but I have eaten only little bites because I could not have more. I was full and I didn't like it. So I don't like it. So I'm on Curacao. I don't like the food, except I like looking at food, but when I have to eat it, I'm searching for my grape lemon juice. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, you got some work to do for on those kidneys. 44 days, it's okay, but 108 days will not clean out your GI tract. Believe it or not, it's a good, very, very good start, but it won't clean it out. That's how much work we have to do, and that's why it's a system where you need to make it part of your life. 108 days, I like to get people to do that on the first one, to really do that thorough cleaning, and then we have a good foundation to continue.
Well, I started in September 15. I found the master fast and everything, and I started without knowing everything about. Okay, at least I give juices more of a go, more than raw fruits. Apparently, juicing is better for detox than eating. So I could only go 3 days, and then I would eat a little bit. Next week, try again. And then one day I saw the right movie from you. I thought, okay, you can do it dry fast. And then I did like 24 hours. Next day, grape lemon. And then I said to myself, I see where I go every day, 1 day at a time. And all of a sudden, there was 40.
Exactly. So yeah, with the dry fasting, you're going to have to push yourself. When you're getting all these pains and everything, you're gonna just have to focus on doing the breath work and force yourself to move and doing the massages and using the acupressure points. You're gonna have to force yourself. You're gonna have to push through, because what's happening is it's just acids, and when you're on a dry fast, the body's trying to pull out these acids, and that's why you're feeling all that burning in the back, pain. Anytime you have pain, it's acid. So
I can go further, even if it hurts and I cannot move, just go further.
You gotta push yourself. The only time that it concerns me in dry fasting is if you're really having a hard time to breathe, and you're trying to force yourself and you just can't, then you gotta break the fast. Usually if you start using the acupressure points and you're moving and you're forcing the breath, you'll be able to bring up your energy. That's what I found every time. Laying in bed on a dry fast, you're not going to enjoy it. It's going to. You got to move.
Okay.
You got to move.
And no urine?
In 24 hours, no urine?
Well, the last 5, 6, nothing. So.
In 5-6 hours, not a problem. When you're dry fast, you may only get an ounce sometimes in the morning, something like that in the morning and in the evening. Sometimes you may even get a little bit less. Sometimes you get more. I only put a warning out if you have absolutely no urine for a day, for people so they're aware of their body. But you may even go almost a couple of days with no urine when you're on a dry fast, especially when you go on the long ones. But I found always I have something coming out. Sometimes just pure sediment, so you're going to have to build the confidence yourself. I just put these warnings because you need to be in tune with yourself, and you need to understand what's going on in the body. You need to have the faith of the nature's operating table, which is perfection in my eyes. But the biggest issue is the breathing. That's the only time that I would suggest somebody break your fast if you can't breathe. Or, if your heart rate goes really crazy, over 100, and it stays there. These are the few things that you watch out for on a dry fast. But energy-wise, when you're low on energy, if you don't move, you're going to get even lower energy. That's what I found. And I tried it several times. When you start moving, energy goes up. You got to move that lymph system. The lymph system has to move, and it won't move on its own because we have so much obstruction. So we need to move it with muscle movement, and that's what's going to help with the energy in the dry fast.
Can I just ask Wendy a question, Gina?
Yes, Connie.
Fluid. Hi, Wendy. How much juice are you taking the day before your dry fast, or in general on your days when you're juicing?
A little over 1 liter.
Okay, so maybe on the days before you do your dry, maybe try and increase that a little bit, so you're well hydrated before you actually do the dry.
Yeah.
And see if that makes any difference.
Yeah.
Are you talking about doing the dry on the master fast or when you're eating, Wendy?
Yeah, it's been only 3 days since I tried eating, so.
Okay, so you just finished the master fast recently. Okay, when you're some people have a little bit more confidence subconsciously when they're eating during dry fast, like the daily, the weekly ones, and so on, the monthly ones. So, so when you start, eating over the next week or two, see how that goes with your dry fast. It's an art, and it's something that you're going to have to practice and maintain, and eventually it gets easier, and you'll be more efficient at it. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. Some people find dry fasting very easily off the bat. Others take longer. We're all different.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's an art form, but don't be scared about pushing yourself over your comfort zones. But just aware of the ones I mentioned.
One more question, maybe then. I'm a person that pushes herself over limits, and I always get like people telling me that I go too far over, my limits. And so also in this one, I thought maybe this is not a good idea to push until I'm sure that this is not killing me on some days.
That may be for them. It may be over the limit for them, but we're all individuals, I did 12 days, and I know it's not my limit. I could push myself more. It's whatever your belief is, whatever your belief system. It's not their belief system has no influence on you unless you allow influence from their belief system.
Yeah.
So there's people who have done over 20 days dry fasting. There's a Russian guy, I don't know what he did, 21, 23 days dry fasting. So, and there's people living on no food, no water, just living on it. It's whatever our belief system is. And that's what'll kick in it's your subconscious. Not the conscious belief, it's the subconscious that will hold you back. That's why doing it a little at a time, pushing yourself, you become more and more confident. And every time, you'll be able to push yourself more over the months and years with dry fasting. It's not something that you snap your fingers and you're going to get. Like I see a lot of people, they're jumping in doing 9 days. They've never done dry fasting. For me, it's pushing. It's a little too much. You're pushing yourself too much. We want things done quickly. The body doesn't work that way. It takes time to destroy it. It takes time to repair it. But the payback, the time to repair it, the payback is cheaper. It's quicker than it took for destroying it, which is good. It's a cheaper payback time. The average in natural health is 1 month for every year you've been sick to fix up the body. With Master Fast, I think we're doing it a little bit quicker with the results I'm seeing coming back. But I always keep that window of 7 to 9 years to completely heal a body, soul, mind. What I mean by that is, you're going to be doing it for life once you've stuck it out for that long. It's a lifestyle. It's not something that you're going to do a fast and everything goes away and go back to your old lifestyle. It's not gonna happen that way. You go back to your old way of eating and doing everything. All the memories in your cells will go back very, very quickly through your subconscious where all the emotions held. So we need a system. We need a system to fall back on. And the dry fasting is your daily resets, your weekly reset, your monthly reset, your season change reset, and then you have your long resets of the actual master fast where you're doing at least 2 times a year. I suggest 40 days at least. Spring and fall is the best time to fast. If you do 4 times a year, even better. You know, you may want to do maybe 30 days 4 times a year. But you know, I've been fasting a long time, and I maintained my season change fasts for many years. That's what reset me and kept me going. And probably it's what kept me alive a lot of the times. I would always do in the past 7 days to 14 days every season change of many different types of fasting that I've experimented with over the 26 years I've been fasting. So it's slow, steady finishes the race. We're not looking to win the race. We need to finish the race.
Also, she talked about, I think she was afraid of flying on while fasting, right? Maybe you can comment on
Yeah,
that.
dry fasting is the best for traveling. I mentioned that several times. If you're going to travel tomorrow, you shouldn't eat anything past noon today. You know, you're gonna, once you're used to it, you're gonna see dry fasting and traveling. It's the best. You don't have to worry about bathroom, this, that, eating. It's very comfortable when you're comfortable with dry fasting for about 48 hours without any issues. You know, to 3 days, you're gonna see that traveling and dry fasting is the best. The best. There's just no jet lag, no nothing.
Sleep, whatever.
It's beautiful. So I suggest everybody start practicing that way. And in a dry fast, your body will not absorb all that radiation and everything. It just, it's all the garbage in our body that will allow us to absorb all that radiation, because you're getting radiation in a plane and everywhere else. So I suggest, recommend you practice dry fasting for traveling, any type of traveling. If you're doing long driving, if you're doing train, plane, whatever, you're going to find it much more comfortable when you're adept to dry fasting, which doesn't take long. 6 months to a year, you should be having no issues with dry fasting. There may be days, you know, that every once in a while, a 3-day will be, oh man, it's a little more challenging than others, but overall, 2 to 3 days, most people should not have an issue once they've been practicing for a while, even up to a 5-day. This comes with practice. Elena, I wanted to ask you, Dr. Filnov, how do they break their dry fast? If you can share that.
Hello, everyone. So they break. First, you have to drink hot water for like half day.
Just water?
Hot water.
Okay.
So you drink hot water for, I don't know, like a couple of hours. Then you drink liquids. They boil dry fruit brew. So without any additive, of course, without any sugar. So you can drink later in the day this brew, and also sometimes you can start at the end of the day, because at his place you exit the dry fast very early in the morning. He said it's the best time to exit. It's like 5-6 o'clock in the morning because of some I don't know, liver cycles. So you're drinking basically liquids all day. And by the end of the day, some people might start eating watermelon. But he doesn't rush it. He said, drink liquids as long as you can.
Yeah.
And next day, you can, I think you're already allowed to drink a little bit of veggie broth, but you continue with water and that dry fruit brew.
So they're recommending you drink slowly, I would assume.
Yes, of course. And always starts with hot water.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. I just, I couldn't remember reading. I read the book a while ago. I don't know if it's in the book, but interesting to know what people are doing out there. We do a little bit different, but...
Yes, he's different. And also his recommendation after a long dry fast is different too. He's, I don't know how to put, he's not going into any trend. He is like taking more like, I don't know how to call this, like natural approach. Everything is in moderation. His philosophy, like it's about dosage. The same stuff in small dosage can heal you and big dosage can kill you.
Yeah.
So he's saying everything in moderation. Don't get obsessed about anything in life. If you know, try live without meat, because meat he sees it as the most toxic product, meat. So, but you know, life goes on. You have to go places. You have to be social. If you know you're gonna go to a party, just dry fast right away after that. So he says maintain dry fasting throughout life. Once a week if you don't want to lose weight, twice a week if you still want to lose weight, and 24 hours. And also every time you overindulge, overeat, you dry fast, right?
Yeah, we reset. Thanks for sharing.
Sure.
So how are you doing? You still on the master fast?
Yes, I am, and I'm pretty miserable. So I'm 25 days today, and I lack motivation because for me it's going very slow. I don't have all those wonderful massive releases people share on in the group. I don't have that. Something's going on, but not much releases, and it's very hard to keep motivated.
Yeah, using enemas and stuff to help. Are your bowels moving?
Yes, I use enemas when I feel bad, and also when there is no bowel movement, but not every day because I have bowel movement.
Yeah.
And I don't have any big releases. I don't have any weird stuff coming out of me. No like long ropey stuff, no parasites, no weird colors, no weird formations, nothing like that. Like everything's pretty.
It's okay. Don't worry about what you can't compare yourself to others. There's people who've taken many more days before they start releasing. So we're all different. Doesn't matter. You just keep going and keep your goals in mind, because eventually the body will start dumping. It's just a matter of time. Like I said, 108 days will not clean out your GI tract completely. It'll do a good job, but it won't be thorough.
So you think it's not a good idea to rush the process? I mean, maybe to take tinctures 3-4 times a day, no?
What do you mean 2, 3, 4 times a day?
I'm taking.
Sorry, we lost you. Hello. We lost you, Elena. Sorry.
I have like tincture.
Something's happening with your internet, I believe. Is everybody else having a problem hearing her? Because
Yeah, it's dropping in and out.
yeah, okay. So I just want to make sure it's not ours. You're cutting out in and out, Elena.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So what I was trying to ask you, I'm taking kidney tea with tinctures twice a day.
Okay, that's enough. Yeah, that's enough. Good.
Like, can I speed up the process by taking more often or not?
Speed up. The body's going to do what it's going to do. It's speeding it up. Like I recommend 2 or 3 times a day. How many hours dry fasting a day do you do?
Anywhere from 14 to 22.
Wow. Okay. So you're pushing.
How I feel, yeah.
Yeah. So like 2 times a day would probably be enough, because you could squeeze in 3, but you know, we want to get the juice in there. You don't want to only be doing tea. You want to get the juice in there, and that's why when you're squeezing the window, we take it down to 2 times a day. At the beginning of the day, at the end of the day, your tea and your tinctures, and then we drink the juice in between, and take the pudding once. Just be patient. Don't be frustrated. Fasting, things can change very, very quickly. There's no rules on what's going to happen. Everybody's different. So
how much psyllium pudding are you taking?
Which one?
How much psyllium pudding are you taking?
Pudding. I started taking a lot, like 3 spoons, but I become more constipated, so I reduced, and I'm taking maybe 1 spoon now.
tablespoon or teaspoon? Hello?
Yes.
Tablespoon?
Yes. Now I reduce, and I'm taking like 1 tablespoon.
Yeah, but that would help pull as well. If you want to speed things up, I would do more psyllium.
Yeah.
I would do more psyllium pudding. I know it does constipate, but make sure you drink enough juice around it so you don't get blocked.
You mean to drink enough juice with the pudding, right?
Yeah, like before and after, especially.
Yeah, if you're drinking about 1 liter of juice and 2 cups of tea, that's a lot of liquid. So
Yeah, you can take 4 tablespoons.
yeah, 3-4 tablespoons of the psyllium should be fine. If what you start feeling, people start getting pains and cramps because it's pulling. it's pulling in areas. And it's moving. It's pulling through the interstitial wall of the bowels. That's what it's there. That's what its purpose is. Mechanically and plasmatically, it's doing both. So that's why we upped it. Thanks to Artie making a mistake on the dosage.
Do you do much walking?
Sorry?
Do you do much walking, Elena?
No, I don't do much work. No.
Walking stimulates your bowels too.
Walking around.
Oh, walking,
Yeah.
walking. Okay.
Walking, not working.
Yes, that's all I can do. I mean, since my 2 week on master fast, I can't really do a lot of yoga. I'm very weak. I don't have energy. So I'm walking every day. Yeah.
Yeah, but
sometimes like 2 hours.
you got to push yourself, Elena. You need to push yourself to get the breath going. If you don't push yourself, your energy levels will go down and down and down. This is what people fail. We're opposite of everybody else. We tell people to push yourself. We don't want to do very strenuous stuff. Yoga, riding bike, brisk walking, stretching. We want to move the body. We want to move the body. I find it works much, much better. So, laying in bed, that old thinking is over. We don't do this kind of stuff when we're healing anymore. Unless you can't move for other reasons, we want you to move. Because the energy system is the lymph system, which people really don't understand, and it needs to move, or you're not going to have energy. Don't be afraid to push yourself. Like when I did my dry fast and in the master fast, there was days, you just barely want to get out of bed, but you force yourself, start moving, get on the bike, do this, that, yoga, and bang, your energy level turns right around. Stimulate with cold showers, whatever, cold bath, if you can jump in a cold lake or whatever. What issues did you have that you're trying to resolve?
The thing with me also, my period started on master fast, and it's been going on for 2 weeks, and I lost enormous amount of blood, and it's still going, so I'm extremely exhausted and drained. So that's why I can't do anything.
Did you have fibroids or something?
Endometriosis in fibroid, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, your body's doing a lot of cleaning and repairing. So be patient. If you can move, whatever, but force the breath at least and stretching or something. But you need to do stuff like that. How much blood you talking about that you're losing?
Scary amount.
Scary amount?
Well, endometriosis is the uterine tissue outside the uterus and all around.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's like an open faucet.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
My body is used to it, so I'm not like worried about it. It's just very draining, and I don't have any energy.
You've had this before?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Maybe just to help out a little bit, you may want to add a little bit of beet juice when you're going through these into the grape juice, or take it separate. But your body is doing a lot of repair when you're in the fast. This is when you're eating and this is happening, there's not much repair happening. But when you're fasting and these things are happening, you have to have the faith and you have to have the trust. The only issue is if it gets too exaggerated, you're gonna need some help. And there are herbs to help with bleeding. And if it gets something too crazy, you may need to go to an ER or something. But you're gonna have to make the call with that. We can't do that for you. It's your body, and you're gonna have to make those decisions. But there's many things you can do to assist you with that. But you have to understand the body's trying to repair whatever's going on there, and this is why you're releasing. We've had several women on Master Fast releasing blood, and then it just stops. So you got to keep the faith that the body is doing repairs on the fast. So now I know why your issues with your energy levels. That's you have a little bit of a different situation, but
it's just been so long, you know. It's been 2 weeks and it's still going, and
yeah. I had another woman, I think 3 or 4 weeks of bleeding. So it's not uncommon when you have issues that need to be resolved on the fast to be bleeding. Women, you know, they have an extra exit of detoxifications versus men. So you're a little bit lucky in that way for detoxing.
So is it longer than usual this time? Is it longer than usual?
Yes, usually I don't have this. I might have this long on a fast. Like, let's say in a Filon of retreats, first time I was there, they had to stop and make me exit the fast after 8 days because I started bleeding heavily. And at the eighth day of dry fast, heavy bleeding, they got scared for me, so they stopped it. But second time again, I had my period during dry fast, but that time they already knew my body is adapted, so nothing bad is gonna happen, and I'm not worried about it. It's just very difficult to withstand.
Yeah. Are you doing any douching with herbs?
Not right now.
Okay, I would highly recommend, even with the kidney tea, and start douching with that. That's going to really help getting the herbs in there. If you can, also what's it called? Dr. Morse's Heal All Tea. You can get that or get some of those herbs. But even, like I said, even the kidney tea, the herbs in there are also great for helping in that area. Start douching.
I've done douching with Heal All Tea in the past. Yeah, I've done it.
Okay, so just do that and to assist what's going on with you right now. They're only going to help you with the herbs. So just you know, keep the faith. I know your energy level is a little bit drained because of what's happening, but keep that faith. You have to really understand that there's nothing else for you in the way that somebody's going to be able to snap their fingers and solve your issue. Only your body's going to be able to heal that problem. That's the only thing that's going to heal you. Nobody else can do it for you. No other thing. It's your body that's got to do it. And you've been through this.
Another question for Ellen. Have you had your thyroid? Have you done your basal temps? Have you had your thyroid looked at? I'm just looking for root causes of your endometriosis. I love your doggy. He's so cute.
Your base to check your thyroid. You do the basal temperature in the morning. Have you done that?
I've done it in the past. It's always low. I think it's low. It's low. Yeah.
So you on some endocrine formulas or thyroid formulas?
And so basically I have always low blood pressure and I'm anemic. I've been anemic for many years. Always low blood pressure, always. Never normal.
Yeah, with the bleeding and stuff, sure. What's your blood pressure? What's the numbers?
I haven't checked it in a while and fast. I don't know. It can be as low as like, usually it's like 85, 65, something like that.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's low. Are you on any licorice?
I had a tincture. I started master fast. I used some licorice. Now I'm out of it. I'm gonna get some.
Yeah, they even have the pure candies you can get and suck on one of those or two of those a day to help with those adrenals. This is the things where people will get scared and they quit their fast because they don't understand what's going on. But your body's healing, and this is the way it has to happen for some people. So just keep your eye on everything and be careful. You know your limits. And what do you? How much dry fasting are you doing each week at the end of the week?
I started master fast with 48 hours. And then since then, I've done twice about 40 hours. I don't feel like pushing.
Yeah, okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, so keep that faith. Understand what the body's doing. Just you know, we're here to support, and don't be afraid of what's happening. The body knows exactly what it needs to do when you're fasting. No doubt. Just listen to people's stories over and over and over. What's going on? Things that are impossible to repair get repaired, and so on and so forth. So magic starts happening, and people get, some people get scared of bleeding. On a fast, like I said, unless it's pouring out and all your blood's gonna come out, you shouldn't be worried. But it's not fun when you're getting all this bleeding and you're losing a little bit of energy. So just be aware. And like I said, there is a formula for bleeding if we need to slow that down for herbal formula.
Yep, I'd be on the endocrines. I'd be on your thyroid formulas. I'd be on anything that supports the whole endocrine system, because that's what's flat, I say.
Yeah. Which herbs did you get? I don't remember, Elena.
I got 9 tinctures.
Oh, you're on the 9. Okay, yeah, she's well covered on the tinctures. All right. Who else we got here? We got Evo on. I didn't know who was hiding there in the dark. We got Oana. How are you, Oana? Anything that?
Hi guys. I'm relatively new here. I'm on day 10. I initially planned for 9 days, but I'm going to go further. So now I'm doing a dry fast, and I'm about 20 something hours. My last dry fast was 36. I started feeling a little bit dizzy and shaky after 36 hours, so I stopped it. So now I'm planning for 40 hours, but we'll see how it goes. I wait to go to sleep. I'm in California, so it's getting dark, so hopefully I'll get to sleep. I actually had a question because you were talking earlier about the size of the tincture, right? So you're recommending half a teaspoon, and in parentheses it says 2.5 milliliters.
That's
right?
a half a teaspoon.
Right, but then Dr. Moore says 1 dropper full is 1 milliliter.
No. It's the same.
That's what it says. I'm reading it like from here. So that's why I'm confused. So I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, no, I've had these bottles. 1 dropper full is 2.5 mil. I don't know why it says 1 milliliter, but I can't read it. No, I can't read it.
Yeah. Okay. So it's the same thing, because I mean, I asked also on in Facebook. I was thinking that, okay, so Gino, you're recommending like 2 times more than Dr. Moore said, but it's the same 1 dropper full basically.
Yeah,
right?
That's 2.5 mil. If you get a teaspoon and put it in, it'll fill half of a teaspoon.
Yeah. Okay. So something is weird here then.
I don't know what I can't remember what it says on there, but
yeah, here it says, serving size 1 dropper full, and then it says approximately 1 milliliter per serving.
Yeah, that must be a mistake, because it's definitely half a teaspoon.
Yeah. Okay, so because I just got your tincture, so I want to make sure that I'm taking the correct amount. And then another thing another question I had actually about turpentine, it just crossed my mind last night. How come that it becomes so clear and white if it's just like, I mean, how do they process it in some way?
You mean the actual turpentine?
Yes.
It's just oil. It's just a distilled oil from the Christmas tree.
Oh, okay. So it's distilled somehow. I don't know exactly how oil is made. So I was expecting some sort of like tinctures, when tinctures they have a color of some sort.
It's basically like an essential oil. And if you look at all the different essential oils, you have some that are clear, you have some with colors. They're all different depending on the plant.
Okay.
They're all done through distillation, pretty much. There's very few that are done in different forms, but the essential oils are all done through distillation.
Okay.
It's just oil from the plant.
Yeah, thank you, Connie. I also ordered some. It's going to arrive. I don't know. I just ordered it, so I have it. But
yeah, it's a good herb. It's a wonderful herb. It's been used for hundreds and hundreds of years. Who knows how long it's been used? But there's no reason to be scared of it. Just don't go crazy on it. Don't start guzzling the stuff. Just use as the recommended dosage. A teaspoon a day is a lot. Some people are doing 2, 3, 4, whatever. But I don't know. By taking more of herbs, it's not where we want to be going in general.
Okay.
We want to stick it out over a specific time, have it in your body daily. That's how herbs work. And let them do their work.
Yeah. So I think I read everything from your website. I think I've seen most of the videos. I have to go back and see the one on breathing. I don't think I've seen that. I don't know how to, because I hear you talking about breathe. There is a specific way to breathe.
There's many types of breaths you can practice.
Just like
you go on YouTube and you Google breathing techniques. There's so many. There's many types.
Okay, so there is not one specific one that you recommended.
I suggest you learn a few of them and practice all of them.
Okay.
Deep breathing, shallow breathing, slow breathing, all of them.
The 4-7-8.
Sorry?
Look up the 4-7-8. Google the 4-7-8 breathing. That's one of the simplest ones.
Okay.
Yeah. Dr. Vale's technique. Very easy to do.
Okay.
Yeah, these are all, most of them are stemming back through yoga and so on and so forth. Ancient information that has been carried through. What else we have online here? Oh, we got Joanne on here now. Joanne, can you hear? We got a visit from Joanne and her boyfriend the other day.
Sorry, I've got to switch over to my computer now because draining my phone data. So Say, see you, because I've got a text then. All right.
All right. Who else? We have Natsa. We have no video on there. We have Chica, Artie, Sarah. People coming and going. Robert. Hey, Robert. Chelsea Oates. No, nothing showing up on there for me. It's strange.
Gino.
Lisa, yeah.
Hi,
Hey.
it's Artie here. Hey,
All right.
family. I had a question.
Go ahead.
When you were on your longer fast, and I was going to ask Connie, but she's gone now. Hopefully she comes back. When you got up into your higher numbers, I had no kidney pain. I had no breathing issues. I had nothing wrong. It was my mind that broke the fast. And I was curious to see whether you and Connie were the same.
For me, I think I remember it was exactly 7 or 8 days. All my pains completely disappeared. My
Yes.
kidneys felt amazing. And that's when, I think that one of those days, the 7 or 8, was the day I went into the sea. It was in the winter there, and I jumped in, and it was amazing. And I kept riding my bike every day, and kept doing yoga every day, and everything was amazing. It was a great experience. No desires. I was totally satisfied. In the mornings, as soon as I got up, I had actually the best sleeps those nights. And in the mornings, a few mornings when I got up, it was a bit tough, but as soon as I started moving, everything would just come back, especially after doing yoga and everything. Bang. It was great experience.
I found the same.
Yeah,
Day 9 to 11, I felt like that was it. I could have gone forever. It was actually my mind that got me. And Connie, I saw come writing up then saying, yes, it was all in my mind.
Yeah, I had the last couple of days, my heart rate went up a bit in the 90s, and but I was able to bring it down doing the acupressure stuff and everything. So, other than that, it was really amazing. And this is where, if you're doing these long ones, if you're not moving, you're not doing the breath work and everything, you're not going to be able to do the long ones. It's not going to happen. It's if you don't force the movement, I find it gets tough to breathe. You got to force the movement. That's my experience, and many others who have experienced the longer dry fast said the same thing. As soon as they started moving, they feel much better, and they're able to push more. So that was my experience.
Yeah. Connie's just typing. I can see across my screen that she was also working as well. So it just shows you we can do anything. It's just our mind that sets us back.
Yeah, it's we've been conditioned so much. We believe all the lies. That's what it comes down to. And to overcome it, you got to push yourself little at a time, and then you start believing and believing and believing. Because at the beginning, a 3-day dry fast, holy jeez, man. But you keep pushing, and you'll be able to do it. It's
After 108, my body said to me, you can do this. So I knew that I had to do a long one. Yeah, building up for another long one now. So
yeah. Yeah, so, when we're eating, like I was saying before, subconsciously we feel a little bit more confident, I think, to go longer. But it's all mind. It's all mind. When we're on the master fast and you're going long, over a few months, we're digging very deep. As I explained before, I do not believe there's a plateau on master fast. You push the gas pedal and it keeps digging. You push it more and it keeps digging. You push it more and there's no plateau. I haven't found it. and I haven't seen anybody plateauing. It's how far you want to take it. The only time it's going to settle out is when you release all the obstructions. That's the power of Master Fast. And there's no other fasting that I've come across that does that. There's always a plateau, unless you're in strictly dry fasting. But you know, that's the beauty of Master Fast. You know, being on the juice, going back dry, and so on, and with the herbs and everything. It just keeps digging and digging and digging and digging. How far are we going to go? It's how much we can handle with the belief system. So we got a few people that really pushed it. Carl and Marin and Carl's brother. You know, it's all the mind. It's can we settle that emotion? If we can settle that emotion, you can keep going. You can live on it. You know, I have no doubt. It's just to settle that damn emotion. We all have those challenges to settle the emotion. And, you know.
Can I ask something about this settling emotion?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So I don't really exactly know what it means, because I only did 40 days. But it was just me deciding that when I went to the other side of the world with exotic fruit, that I really would be able to taste it without, you know, falling down. So that's the reason I wanted to start eating before getting here. But what does it mean, like, to settle your emotion? What is it?
Well, the whole part of creation and why we exist is through an intent and emotion, which started out as a thought. That's why we're here. So everything is tied to that. Everything exists is tied to that. You look around everywhere, every single thing, people, places, things, plants, we're all a thought, and we're created through intent and emotion from some form of energy. Now, we came into this realm, in this physicality, and our experience has been brought up through eating. So everything is tied to eating. Every emotion is tied to every single bite we take. So the first emotion is when we grab our mom's breast, our mother's breast. That's the first emotion of love, or motherly love. And some of us have not had the luxury of that. I wasn't breastfed. So, you know, I was forced to bottle first thing. and that initial taste, there's an emotion attached to it, and it's powerful, powerful. That's our first feeling of love through a physicality. So, to bring balance to the emotion, we always go back to the origins of the first meals we had, especially with our mother. And if it was tied to foods that are not so-called species specific, they actually, you know, bring obstructions and discomfort and pains to us. Our feeling of love is associated to pains to some degree, and in a lot of cases, a lot. That's why you look at in society, there's so much pain, there's so much war, and this and that. You know, people are looking for piercings and tattoos, pain, because they want to feel something. The actual true feeling of love is numbed out. It's been abused too long, that word. So we need to feel, to be attached to a feeling of being able to balance out that emotion, to find balance. And pain is where most of us understand. True love, most of us don't even know what it is. You know, even people, you know, example, going into the lovemaking, they're doing S&M. They're using even pain in there because the true art of lovemaking, they're numbed out to that. So they even have pain into that, into their bedrooms and stuff. There's pain associated to everything because we need to feel. And food is the one thing that we all go to bring us back to the feeling of pain. So if you look at a lot of people after they do these long fasts and they start eating, what do? They go back to eating things that they shouldn't be eating because emotionally they can't be satisfied being completely pain-free and not feeling anything. Their body is pain-free pretty much. When you do a long fast, a master fast, there's not much pain left in the body. If there is, you just got to dig deeper. And eventually all the pains will be gone. So that feeling is not comfortable for us. And we all fall back to subconsciously to put us back to a comfortable feeling to settle the emotion, which we believe is pain subconsciously. So we go back, always back to pain. So how do we settle emotion and feel balanced out in a true sense of love? You know, I think the answer is going to be in plasma because we're not able to do it with food. It's not happening. We can get it to a certain degree, but we always fall off track here and there and so on and so forth because the physical foods always are creating some form of obstructions. And anytime you have any obstruction, there's going to be a little bit of pain associated to it. You know, the fruit is the least obstructive of physical foods for man by far, but they still have obstructions. So, you know, people who overeat fruit, you know, they have these discomforts of urinating a lot and everything. If you overeat fruit, you're going to go that route. So these are discomforts and they're pain. They're associated with pain. So, you know, together, we're going to have to work on this and find solutions to be able to help people more on the emotional level to balance that out because we're not used to being in a pain-free body. We're not used to it. We're not used to being in a pure form of energy where we don't feel anything. It's just pure bliss of pure love. We're not at that level. And I've touched on it and already explained in the long dry fast, I experienced it. It was in a feeling of complete, total satisfaction of no desires. But, you know, if I was on my own and didn't have to interact with anybody or any part of society, I would have been fine. But as soon as we go back and we start interacting with people, friends, and family, those emotions, just their emotions and everything, they affect us because we're interacting. And we allow them to drag us down. This is the challenges we have. So being on these calls, you know, we're able to support each other in ways that we can't get supported out there. Because out there, there's no support system for what we're doing. So the emotion is the biggest challenge and is where the seed of all disease starts. All disease, 99.9%. You know, some things are you know, for example, if we're get radiated or chemicals and all that, these happen as well, but most of them are caused through emotion. And even when you go through that, there will be an emotion attached to it. So we need to find balance in a way where when we're acting with society out there, which are way out of balance and constipated and toxic, we're going to have to find a strength of our inner plasma to be able to bring balance to them and have our field strength rise up and become stronger. So this is going to be an art where we're going to have to practice and become adapt at that, so we don't be torn down again back to the old stuff. And the only way we can do it is make it a part of our lives and a practice. So we need a system. So slowly but surely, you're dry fasting, you're master fasting, and it's going on part of your life, going back and forth. Once we keep hitting our head against the wall, eventually we're going to say, I think I got to stop that right now. I think I feel better without hitting my head against the wall. So this is what it takes. And for some of us, we're going to be hitting our head against the wall for maybe a few years before we say it's enough. And this is the fact of the matter. This is how I see it's happening with people. So unless somebody has a magic pill to make it much quicker, which we're starting to see it in the plasma world through devices, but those devices are just an extension of our intent and emotion. We have everything within. We are gas, we're GAN state, we're plasma. We got it all. It's just we've been so conditioned and brainwashed that we don't believe it anymore. Subconsciously, we don't believe it. Or we wouldn't be needing food. We wouldn't be needing food because we have everything within. And if you don't believe it, just look at all the stories of all the people on the long master fast. We're not taking in much so-called nutrition compared to what people are eating. Very little over many months, weeks or whatever you want to call it. And the body heals itself. The nails get better, the hair gets better, everything gets better. Yeah, we're losing weight because the body's getting rid of obstructions. And this is where the fear in people comes in. But over time, when you practice fasting longer and longer, you're not going to lose as much weight. You'll see over the years. You'll lose, but you'll stop losing weight much quicker than when you started. And it's because the body's built on much better materials. And the confidence level and the emotion is much more subtle. So it's just something that it's going to take time for all of us, some quicker than others. The best way, I think, is a support system as we have on here and on the Master Fast Facebook. The support has become amazing. It's one of the best support pages I've come across in the natural healing world. And it's only going to get better if we support each other. There's somebody on there around the clock, around the world, supporting somebody who needs help. It's becoming beautiful. I can't be there all the time, Connie can't be there all the time, and we need a team. We need people, and the more people practice and make Master Fast part of their life, they're going to be able to help more other people. Because the only way you're going to help people is not through tests and passing tests and through schooling. It's through experience. Experience trumps everything. This is why I've been being able to help so many people, because I put my body through all things that everybody's gone through. I haven't gone through the womanly things, so I can't help there, but I put my body through quite a few pretty severe healing reactions that most people will not believe. So that's why I can help people in most situations, because I've actually experienced them. It's not through the tests and all that. Yeah, I've learned tons through teachers and stuff, but I pushed myself. So, let's see what happens. And then, feel like you're dying. Well, let's see what happens. And the only thing that happens is you get better when you're on nature's operating table. There's cases that we'll lose people. People will die. People die eating. People die walking across the street getting hit by cars. People die exercising. People die getting operated on. People die taking drugs. You can't save everybody, and it's not everybody's purpose to be saved this way. I had one client that late last year, she contacted me. She was completely butchered up. Cancer, they cut everything out of her. chemoed the hell out of her, radiated her. And she contacted me and, getting information. And then she postponed and never heard from her. I think another 2 months passed by, and then she was in a hurry to do something. And then finally put her on a program and everything. She started on the program, and she was feeling a little bit better, but she was having a lot of issues with edema and stuff. So she kept going to the hospital because her faith wasn't there. And then she called me. It was maybe a month later, and she says, "I think I'm dying. There was days I was feeling great and everything, but I think I'm dying." And not long after that, she passed on, because that was her decision. She had enough. She didn't want to continue doing all the things suggested. And this is where the good, the bad, and the ugly. This is the reality, folks. We don't hide anything. You're going to lose people. You're not going to save everybody. My dad, I was trying to help him with herbs and stuff for a couple of years, kept him alive. He didn't want to get into fasting, and he passed on. But the people who make the decision, do the work, are committed, they're going to heal. They're going to heal. It's got to be that commitment. There is nothing else out there that is going to help us. What are you going to go back to a doctor who the third leading cause of death in North America? They have their purpose. If you're in an accident or whatever and you're bleeding to death, you got bones crushed and everything, yeah, you want to be around the hospital, but get patched up, get the hell out of there, because they're not going to heal you. Your body's going to heal you. And you have the tool to bring your body back to balance quicker than anything else I've seen and experimented with myself. So we got the keys to help people. We got a lot of tools. We got a lot of tools in the herbs and the acupressure points, a little bit of plasma we're playing with. We got a lot of tools now. And we're only going to be able to add on and expand from here to be able to help more people who want to be helped. Because you got to understand, there's when people get sick, subconsciously, sometimes that sickness is their way of bringing attention to themselves. We all do it subconsciously, and there's actual people who don't want to get healed. There's a few stories. Mr. Kesh talked about one woman who had her toe amputated because of diabetes, and he put a little system on the toe to start growing it back with an open wound. No pain, no nothing, and the toe started growing back, and then she went into kind of a rebelling. I don't know what do you want to put in a word. She wanted to stop the process because she was going to be cut off from her disability. So stop the process, but the toe was growing back. So, this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with emotions all the time. Everything is revolving around emotions. There's another story where there's a couple, and I don't remember if it was the female or the male. He had ALS or something, and when they were around each other, all the symptoms were there. When the other person left, the person was able to do everything. And then he was always seeing them as a couple. And then one day he says, I don't want your partner to come in this time. I want you to just come in on your own. And he found out what was really going on. So these are things that you have to dig out of people when you're dealing with working with people. It's not all physical. It goes back to all emotion. So look deep down inside and find out what's the reasons that we're bringing on illnesses to ourselves. Like when I look way back with my when I burnt out my kidneys and everything, I was going through many financial situations and stuff. I just got married, and there's a lot going on. So there's that attributed to it. So you just have to find what emotion has been triggered to bring on the illnesses. because there is one. You just have to find it. And only you can know by going within. And then fasting brings it to the surface better than anything I've found. Yeah.
Can I ask another question on it?
Of course.
Yeah, so I've been trained, let's say, to do with all this emotional work, body work, DNA Theta, Reiki, you name it, I did it. And they all tell you that exactly what you just told us about, that if you work on your emotions, your problems go away. And lots of stuff went away for a little bit. But, you know, even in the raw food fast, and, you know, there is no more stress. I just don't feel it anymore. It's been there for 10, 20 years. And I do these
You're cutting out?
30 days and it's gone. I don't get it. It just went away.
Sorry, Wendy, you're cutting out. You said 30 days. What went away in 30 days? The pains?
No, the feeling of being stressed all the time.
Yeah. You mean on Master Fast or?
Yes, when I was around 30 days, somebody asked me, have you healed anything? And I couldn't think of. And then I started writing down. I thought, wow, this feeling of you have to do something all day. This feeling of being, yeah, a little stressed, a little aroused, a little adrenaline, I don't know. It's just gone, and I can listen to people arguing. I can listen to people shouting. I can watch them cry or laugh, and I'll just be there. Interesting. I'm the observer.
It's amazing. Life is much easier on a Master Fast.
Yeah, so that's what I experience. Like, it is easy. So that's why my question was, like, what does settling emotions mean? Because I feel that negative things left me, and I feel more connected, less alone on the Master Fast. So why do we then eat to settle? But what emotion am I settling?
Okay, well, this is the issue. What are you settling? When you go back to eating, you're going back to the things that originally brought on emotions, as I've talked about, because every bite has an emotion. So, especially if you go back to eating foods that you're not supposed to, you'll go back to your old ways very quick and have all the same issues. So you're going to have to find the balance of eating things that will satisfy you physically, which is not much food we need, versus emotionally. Because most of us eat for emotional reasons versus physical reasons. If you notice people, they go by the clock. Oh, it's 12 o'clock, I gotta eat. That's emotional eating. Are you hungry? You know, you shouldn't be worried about what time it is when you're eating. Or is your body, is it hungry? That's the way we should be eating. Do we all do that? No. We work by the clock. That's emotion. That's an example of emotional eating, whether it's raw foods or cooked foods. So if you're eating mostly the raw foods, you stay mostly on fruit, you're going to have much less issues because they're less obstructive. But when you go back to the cooked food and the old foods and all that, you're going to start feeling, especially like for me, grains. When I eat grains, boy, oh boy, I feel them like crazy the next day. They're horrific. They give you inflammation from head to toe. So we have to find a balance on how to settle the emotions without eating. Now, for some people, it may be yoga, meditation, a walk in the park, a walk in nature, whatever. Foods is something we need to not use to settle the emotion. That's the key. And when we can do that, we're going to eat less. Because physically, foods, we don't need much foods once you clean the body out. And actually, you don't need any, as I keep saying. So, you know, it's all going to be back to our belief system. And like you're feeling much more balanced now is because you're not eating. And it's much easier to balance out and settle the emotions. When you start going on a long fast, and then you start getting into the mind games, because things resurface, and because that habit of eating is not there, and things from your programming, your past programming, start clicking in. And this is where you need to find other things to settle your emotions, as I've just explained. For everybody, it's a little bit different. So everybody's going to have to find how they can settle their emotions. Some people might find painting, artists, whatever. There's many ways. If you ever heard of people when they're doing something they love, they forget to eat. I'm sure you guys have heard this statement, because that's settling their emotion. The food is something that we're doing in a pattern that we've been brought up and believe that we need. And that's what we use to settle the emotion. They call it, modern medicine and all this science calls it nutrition. It's all bullcrap to me. There's nothing to do with that. Nothing. If it were true, fasting will not be able to heal your body, because we're not doing anything as far as nutrition. But the body is healing. Materials, the nails, everything's getting better. Where are those materials coming from if it's so-called nutrition? Because it's a lie. We have everything within. We're in a GANS plasmatic state. We have the field strengths of everything that we can create anything. So how do we do this? How do we change it? A little bit at a time. To bring our emotions back to a state where we can find balance and create anything we want. Am I there yet? No, but I've tasted it. It's a wonderful feeling, folks. I highly recommend everybody push themselves with dry fasting. On the master fast, push as much as you can. It's a little tougher when you're digging that deep. Once you break it after a month or so, 2 months, and you're balanced out, push your dry fast. Push them hard. Go 7, 8, 9 days. But be prepared to put all the faith into it, and understand, if you want to call them risks or whatever, but you gotta put it all on yourselves. Don't point fingers at anybody. You got to take responsibility for these things. Dry fasting is the top, folks. That's why it's part of master fast, and it's a big part. It's a glorified dry fast. We're going back and forth. That's the key. Back and forth. The organs and cells. This is what we're doing. That's why we're getting results. Nobody's doing that. This is the key. And the herbs are the helping hand. Keep things moving, flowing. Evo. Is he there? Where you go? What's happening, brother?
Yeah, I'm finally home now. Now I can join in.
How are you doing, brother?
Doing good.
How's eating happening for you? You going crazy, or are you taking it easy?
No, I'm not going crazy so far. Just had 3 little persimmons today and juice. Almost, considering, I want to do a salad, but I'll wait.
Yeah, no rush, whatever. How you feeling overall? You getting some energy back?
Yeah, little by little, I'm getting energy back. I know that since I've been eating the 1 meal a day of the persimmons, I gained 5 pounds. But that's juice and fruit weight. I don't know where I gained it, but that's what the scale says.
It comes back. It's just whatever. It takes time. We're all different. It may take a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. I don't know. Everybody's different. But slowly but surely, the body will put weight back on. And when it's ready, because you have to understand, after a long fast, you break your fast with clean diet, your body's still healing. It's not completely stopping like that, unless you eat cooked food. Then it comes pretty much to a halt. But when you stay on fruit and some salads, it's doing a lot of work still, a lot of work for at least as long as the fast. There's a lot of stuff still happening. So just keep the faith, and everything's going. You're like you're looking more filled out a bit. You're what's the word I'm looking for?
Vibrating.
Yeah, you're vibrating a bit higher. That's why I was asking about your energy. I see a little more energy from you.
Yeah, thanks. And like I said, like a Tuesday, I started my first solid for 1 meal a day, and I gained 5 pounds since Tuesday. So that's amazing. But we'll see. I don't. Yeah.
5 pounds is a lot.
Gino,
We'll
I
see
have
in
a
the coming days.
question.
Sorry?
Oh, Gino, it's me. I have a question. I took my first dose of turpentine a few days ago, and it was close to like 3/4 of a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon, approximately that much. And then like a little bit like half a day later, I did an enema, and like some parasite came out. But then after I released the turpentine, and it burned me, and my anus was burning for like 30 minutes after. So I don't know what. So I'm scared to take my second dose. So I'm like it's been 2 days.
The turpentine don't burn. You're on the master fast, correct?
I was on 1 day. I just did a 1 day, and then on that day I took the turpentine.
Yeah, the turpentine doesn't burn. It's the acids in your body that it's being released.
Okay, because I smelled it, so I thought it was a turpentine, but I guess it came along, like it carried something.
Some people, when they're on master fast, they're releasing acids for 2-3 weeks, and they're being burned. It happened to me for a couple of weeks, and it's not fun, but that's part of it. And this is where we use some tools. When you have diarrhea and burning, baking soda enemas are going to really help cool you off.
Yeah, Joanne, it happens also with other herbs, very strong herbs, very powerful herbs, that you get the acid and the burning in the anus.
Any strong colors.
It's very normal. You will get used to that when you get into cleansing more and more and do different herbs. Yeah, you understand.
Be happy the acid's coming out and not inside burning you.
Be happy you're burning.
Anybody else on here that wants us? We got a few more minutes. We at about 14 minutes or so. Does anybody else have any questions?
Hey, I got a question. I had the same burning, but on the other end, reflux. And I was only doing 2 weeks. I was on 2 weeks of not the master fast, but I was, I'm trying to wean myself into that. And but I was juicing, and as usual, and I was adding the Welch's grape juice with lemon. And then I developed a really severe acid reflux. Like I could not sleep. It's the worst acid reflux I've ever had. And I'm thinking, that juice is so strong. Was that pulling all the acids out of my intestine? That's what it was doing? Or, or was it the acid of the juice? I don't know.
No. How much juice and how quick are you drinking it?
That's the other thing. Too much. I was mixing my, I was doing that 3 times a day with my herbs, and it was probably maybe a good cup at least, if not more, at a time. So it was probably way too much, because I always remember you saying sip on that juice, and I was drinking way too much.
Sip on the juice. Are you mixing the herbs with the juice?
Yeah, I was. That's a no-no, eh?
Well, it's okay. Like we use it for children stuff, or if people really can't tolerate the taste. I do it. I put it in my tea myself, or I take it straight up at the same time as the tea, and then I'll drink the tea. You know, you can't put it with the juice. If you're going to do it with the juice, do it with a small amount of juice and just shoot it down, and then wait a bit before you start sipping your juice. But sipping the juice, you don't want to be drinking this juice. It's powerful, folks. I don't know how to explain it. It's not raw juice. It's power. It's got a lot of power. And if you're getting that acid reflux, get a half a teaspoon of baking soda and drink that with a little bit of juice, you know, and see if that helps settle. If it doesn't, take another half a teaspoon and see. And only when you're getting these acid reflux to help the burning, and because you don't want to be using the baking soda all the time. But once you start moving the acids out, that'll go away. How long will it take? I don't know. Some people have had it for 1 or 2 weeks. So we use some tools to help along with that. There's also herbs you can use. That's like a stomach tea. If you look on Dr. Morse's site, on a stomach tea, you get some of those herbs. You can make a tea with that. Add them to your kidney tea.
Also, I think he's mixing the grape juice and other juices like at different times. Matt, so you're drinking just the Concord lemon juice or other juices as well?
Oh, it was just the Concord mixed with the herbs, and then
how much lemon?
I'd put like, okay, the family size Welch's. I'd put 3 lemons in it, squeezed.
Family size is what? 2
let me look.
quarts?
It is. Oh,
We don't have a family size here.
96 ounces.
Oh, okay. So that's
3 quarts.
3 quarts, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's okay. That's not too much lemon. If you're getting acid reflux, you could cut the lemon down a bit, see if that helps. But try the baking soda if you get that again, and sip slowly. Don't guzzle the juice. Mouthful. Keep it in your mouth a bit and swallow. And just, you know, every few minutes. That's what you're doing. You don't want to be guzzling the juice.
It proves how strong that juice is.
Yeah, lots of people have guzzled and threw up. So.
And with time, it will heal. Whatever the acid reflux will go away. Many people had it. But
even if you throw up, it's good because the acids are coming out anyway. But slowly but surely, it's going to pass through you. We have, who else we have here? Chica, don't know who that is. George on a phone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, it's Nancy.
Hey, Nancy.
I just wanted to say that today is day 96. Yay.
Nice.
96?
96.
96. Wow.
Wow.
We're getting close.
I know.
How you feeling?
I feel good. I've lost a lot of weight, and I feel my skin is really saggy, and that feels weird.
Don't worry about that.
I'm not worried about it. It just feels weird. Ever since I had that
overweight, I'm sure.
What?
I'm saying it still feels better than being overweight, I'm sure. I mean, you know, we've all been there, I guess. It feels better than being overweight. Even if
I weighed 99 pounds this morning, which I never, in my wildest imagination, thought I would weigh 99 pounds. So that feels weird.
Do you have a rebounder?
I do.
Okay, you use it?
Sporadically. I know you talk about movement, and that's my one big thing that I know I need to do and I don't do. Why do I not do what I need to do? Could you answer that?
Your next master class.
No, yeah, you start using the rebounder. It helps tone the skin too. And you don't have to bounce crazy on it. You don't have to leave that. Just bounce on it. And make it a routine. Put it somewhere where you always see it, and you get on it a few times a day even.
It's my intention to do that. And I feel really weak. So I've tried to do some little bit longer dry fast, but now I'm just doing like I think I do 14-hour daily, and then I'm just trying to do at least one day because I feel like I'm just feel so weak. I can't commit to doing any more right now, but that's where I am. So
Yeah. So, you know, force the movement and the breath work, and you're not far off. But how's the skin feeling?
you know, ever since I had that Guasha treatment, it felt, I think I wrote, it felt like a turtle would feel after you took off its shell. It felt just really raw and tender, but not as itchy. So it's a trade-off. It feels weird, but not as itchy. It feels like, I don't feel like ants are crawling over my whole body all the time. So
only one treatment?
One treatment, yeah.
Interesting.
So.
Wow. That's well, something you can continue until you start moving more stuff out.
I was thinking that it would be really good to do a sauna after the Guasha the next day or later that day because while everything's open. Does that sound right?
Yeah, or some people do it during a sauna.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I did order a Guasha tool.
Excellent.
Okay. Okay, that's all I have.
Excellent.
I've got an update almost ready to submit, so I'm going to send that soon. I love you guys.
Wonderful. Lots of love.
Thank you.
Hey, Gino, can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey, Gino, this is George. How are you, sir?
Excellent. You?
Pretty good. Hey, I'm on day 8. Things are going pretty good. I have a lot of mucus drainage, which comes expected with it.
Good.
Other than that, I'm doing pretty good. I did have one question, though. I do have some amalgam fillings in my mouth. I have about 9 of them.
Whoa.
And I started on the detox. Right, I started on the detox anyways because I just wanted to just join in and detox my body. Now, is this something that I should be careful with, or should I stop, or should I keep on going? And if fillings come out, should I just let them come out and then see if some enamel regrows, and then get a composite filling, or?
Are they big ones, small ones?
They're a mixture of big and small. The bigger ones are 7 of them.
Wow. Well, doing dental work during a fast is not recommended. What some people do, what some people have done, very few, have actually removed their fillings and then not filled them, left them open.
Okay. So they removed them all and then just left them open.
Yeah, but you got like, that's why I was asking, are they big or small? The small ones probably, you know, wouldn't be too much of an issue, but the bigger ones may be an issue. Like to do dental work during a fast, so much things are happening during a fast. That's why, you know, you can do this dental work and they might not hold, something might happen, whatever. What we usually suggest is doing dental work before or much after the fast, after things have settled, because you know, things are changing so much on a fast. But that's a lot of fillings. What's your age?
I'm 31.
31. I don't know what to suggest, but
so
that stuff.
We just suggest me just going on like a high fruit and vegetable diet for a while and having these amalgam removed, and then wait like a couple weeks because they're going to fill it back in with composite and then start back on the master fast.
Yeah, well, it's going to have to be your decision because keeping that crap in the mouth is not good. Like you can do the whole fast with it and everything, but you got to remember there's mercury in these things, and it's constantly poisoning the body. So
right.
You're going to have to make a choice. Like for me, as soon as I found out about this stuff, I got rid of them in my mouth as quickly as I could afford it. So that's always another. You know, you can do some muscle testing. You can have somebody muscle test you and point. I don't know if muscle testing. You get like a chopstick on each tooth and muscle test which ones give you the weakest results, and do those ones first if you're
Okay.
financial situation, and that, you know, and then
Right.
like I said, the small ones, some dentists will not do this, but like take them out and leave them open and see what happens.
Okay.
If they don't bother you, leave them
Okay.
alone. Never fill them. It's better than putting a composite in it.
Okay.
Small. So these are only decisions.
Okay.
You know, you can help pain with clove oil, and
Okay.
probably turpentine. I think is also another thing you can use to help. I actually tried oil pulling with turpentine myself with castor oil. It's pretty interesting trying that.
Okay. Okay.
So, there's many
Okay.
things.
So it sounds like to leave the small ones open and do not fill them back with composite, and then I might have to fill the big ones with some composite filling, and then start to fast again.
Yeah, that may be an option, and like I said, you're gonna have to make that decision. Like it's not
Okay.
good doing dental work during a fast. In general, it's not a good idea.
Okay.
Because so many things are happening.
Okay. Perfect.
And like I said, small fillings, you'd be surprised sometimes they regenerate. You never know. You never know. Everybody's different. Some people's bodies are capable of doing that. Some aren't.
All right. Okay. How long after would you say, let's say I did get the big ones filled with some composite filling, how long should I wait after that to start the fast?
At least a month.
About a month? Okay.
So it settles in, you know, because it takes time.
Okay.
If you don't feel, you know, everything's okay, you don't feel any pain, a month should be okay. But
Okay.
you're going to have to make these calls on yourself.
Okay.
Fasting and dental work is not a good idea. Unless
Okay. All
you
right.
have any severe neurological issues that you having.
No, zero.
Okay. You might get some stuff happening after you remove them because of the toxic effect. Make sure you go to somebody who knows how to remove them properly. They use dams in your mouth and all that stuff.
Right. Right. Okay.
Don't just go to any dentist. Get somebody who knows what they're doing to remove that stuff properly.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Well, thanks for your time, Gino.
All right. So we hit the 2-hour mark. I think that's enough for today. We'll say goodbye till next week, I guess.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, guys.
Okay. Sounds good.
Good night, everyone.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.